Hi, my crafty friends. It's Donna with Jolleyonthroad Stitching, or whatever it is I call myself these days. Anyway, I thought I'd get back with a little update about my family and some of the things I've been working on. I believe the last time I talked to you, which has been a while, and I really did try to get in here, but as we all know, life is a little crazy. And I thought I'd get in here before the holidays really hit. Last time I talked to you, I was telling you about our older dog that was 14 that was having some issues walking around, and like his back end wasn't working very well. And I'm sad to say that just shortly after that video, within a couple of days, he had a major seizure and passed away. We loaded up the grandkids and the dog and rushed to the emergency vet, which is an hour away in rush hour traffic. But there was no saving him. So this is Kramer, the one we just lost, and this is our little scruffy puppy, the one who we have now. And Kramer was 14 and Scruffy Puppy is maybe 4 or 5. We rescued him in Georgia, and Kramer was a rescue from San Luis Obispo in California when we were camp hosting out there. We really miss him. He was just a good old faithful dog. He loved to travel. He was a great traveler. He's been all over with us. He traveled, well, we've been here, unbeknownst to me, almost 10 years. And but he traveled before that, and we loved every minute of it. He was a great traveling dog. The other update is the family has moved out. My daughter, husband, and 2 kids and 5 dogs finally moved into their own place the 1st of October, and they are loving it. Still got a lot of unpacking to do, still working crazy hours managing a restaurant. But the kids are in school, they get off the bus right at their road. I get to go down a couple days a week and spend time with them, get them off the bus, do their homework, do the grandma stuff, you know, so I'm loving that. Finally getting on somewhat of a normal schedule. My work schedule changed a little bit. She's supposed to be off on Mondays and Thursdays. It doesn't always happen that way, but so Monday, Thursday, Friday are my Chick-fil-A days, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday are my babysitting days. And if she has to work on Thursday, then my husband will go down for that. And on Friday, he brings them home and they stay all night with us. So we have them all day on Saturday at our place. So that's been working out really well. Loving it. It's been a lot of fun. Sleeping with children. It's always fun because they still sleep with their parents. So, but we're working on that. The she shed has gotten cleaned out. All my cross stitch stuff was in here and it was a disaster. I mean, you could, everything that I put up to get away from the dogs was in here. And that has since migrated back to the house. Probably not making my husband very happy about that. But since the closets are empty, I'm not sure what's beeping there. But since the closets are empty, I did manage to put most of it up in the closet. I got my little rolling cart back out and my floss is all organized hanging on that. And some I have in project bags and whatever. I do have a ton of project bags to make. So I did finish my sister's quilt that was up, the Anita Good Design Tropical Flowers that was on the back wall. And she has since received that. She was so super happy to get it. Beautiful quilt, definitely made with love. I started quilting that on my Expression 3.5, which is a FOF. And in the middle of just doing a meandering, my machine just like made a screeching noise and acted like the needle kind of wanted to go up and down, but I just stopped immediately. So then I moved over to my big boy, which I call the Creative Icon 1, which I call the big boy. And I really only use that mostly for embroidery. I mean, that machine can do so much and so much more than embroidery. And I haven't really explored a lot of it yet. So that was a whole new experience, just switching over that machine the same day and start free motion quilting. Whereas in my old machine, my Expression, you put your feed dogs down, and all of this. This machine, you just go and hit the quilting stitch and you don't have to mess with feed dogs. It all does it automatically. And I was able to finish that quilt and thoroughly enjoyed sewing on that Creative Icon. I did take the sewing machine in to a place in Concord, North Carolina. The guy knew immediately what it was, and it was only a $20 part. I was having visions of thousands of dollars. Oh my gosh, it's never going to work again. That was the machine I bought when I moved here, so it's only about 9 years old. And I do love it. I've always kept updated on its cleaning and everything. Of course, that has gone from, you know, a little bit less than 100, then it went up to about 130, and now it's actually $200 just to take your machine in for a yearly service. So that's kind of a bite, but worth it. It gives me lots of pleasure to work on my machines, and super excited to be getting it back. That's going to take a 2 or 3 week turnover, but they have it, the part's on order, so I should be getting it soon. And when that one comes back, the big boy's going in for its yearly cleanup. So the sister's quilt's done and delivered. The other quilt that I had hanging up, which was done with jelly rolls, is done. That needs quilted. I have backing for it, but I really am contemplating on getting minky type backing for it. So hopefully we'll see about that. My next quilting project that I want to get done for Christmas is I bought this panel, and it's a glow in the dark Halloween panel for my grandson who's 4. You know, he can celebrate Halloween all year long, but I'm excited to see this glow in the dark. And I think what I'm going to do, I was kind of like measuring it out and maybe going to add some blocks here and there, but I think what I'm going to do is actually just do some strip piecing, and sort of like a jelly roll technique, and just go all around it. I have gathered different Halloween fabrics in pieces, some yardage, some in pieces, whatever. So I think rather than spending lots of time on making blocks and doing the math and getting everything to fit, I think that that's going to be a really quick, fun, easy technique to do, and I can't wait to show that one to you. So that's coming up. I did just take a class on at Quilters Gallery in Statesville, and I was super excited. It was called the 15 Degrees. So they actually make their own little rulers, and this are the 2 blocks that we made. That was a very fun class. It looks really difficult. It's super easy. You do a couple of strip sets, then you go in and you cut them with this ruler, which she really explained the 360 degrees in a circle, and you divide it by whatever size your ruler is, whether it's 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 30 degrees, whatever, to get how many slices of fabric you need. And really simple technique once you get the hang of it, and the fabric that you use makes it look so amazing in so many different ways. So this one, the blocks, the blue is in the middle, and then the opposite cut, the blue is on the outside, and then the red is on the outside and the red is on the inside. So out of two strips, one of each color combination, you get 2 blocks. And then it actually is all straight piecing. I know it looks like a circle, but it's not. You cut it into octagon shape and then add the corners. And it was a super fun class. And I really am looking at fabric in a whole new way because of that. And I did take a class at our quilt guild. We had the Tucker trimmer demonstration. And so I have the wing clipper and the Tucker trimmer 1 rulers that I just got back from a friend who was borrowing them. And I had bought several of their patterns while I was there. So I want to look into exploring using that more as well. So often we have rulers and we don't know what they are. We bought them, we put them up, and then we never use them. And I'm thinking when I'm doing this class right here, and she showed where she had several where she had stacked them and then cut them. I have the Whack and Stack book and the ruler, and so I need to get that out and use it. You know, that's like, what am I doing here? You know, buying stuff and never using it. Oh, I'm not the only one that does that. I know all of us quilters do that. I do have a little bit of haul. It's not cross stitch related, but it is quilting related. So I'm always excited to, you know, show that off. I haven't bought a lot of fabric this whole year. And I'm the kind of person who, when I buy fabric, I usually need to buy it for a project. Yes, I do have a little bit of stash, but I tend to buy red, white, and blue because I like to do quilts of valor. Do I do them as much as I like? No, but I have every intention. I just completed one this year and working on my next one for next year. But I also watch Pat Sloan in the mornings, and she loves polka dots. Of course, I love red as well. But I thought, you know, I don't have any polka dot fabric. So while I was up at Quilters Gallery, they have an amazing barn where they used to have a brick and mortar store, and now they're on the farm, and they have an amazing barn full of fabric. And so I did buy 2 cut yards of each of these. So that will go in my stash for the next Quilt of Valor project, whatever pattern that happens to be that I pick out. Whether it's, I think this would make a great Quilt of Valor quilt. I'm contemplating doing these. Now in the middle, you do an applique of a circle. And I'm thinking 1 red, 1 blue, you know. I'm thinking a whole quilt of that would be an amazing Quilt of Valor quilt. So we'll see what happens there. While I was on retreat in Ohio, yes, I put on 2 retreats every year in Ohio at my church camp at Beulah Beach. Crafting retreats, doesn't matter if you're a scrapbooker, traditional or digital, a quilter, a card maker, a painter, or if you just want to come and RR, you know, rest and relax. We had a small group this year. We had 15 of us, including me. We had a great time. It's a great group of friends. We had some new ladies, a mom and daughter team that are new to Beulah Beach. I have another mother-daughter team that comes in. We had 2 sister groups. My sister meets me there, and another sister group, the one does cards and one was working on genealogy. They were there, and some old friends that we grew up in our spiritual life in church, and our kids all grew up together, so they go back almost 40 years. So it's always great to get together with them. And I actually do this retreat just so I can go home and see my friends. And so we had a great time. But while we were there, one of the ladies said, oh, Missouri Star Quilt is having their flash sale today. And they are having their 10-pack of rotary cutter rulers, rotary cutter blades at half price. So everybody got on their phone and started ordering, and you could only get 2. So I did get 2. And while I was there, you know, I had to order a couple more things. So I got, again, what do you order? A red, white, and blue. This is Quiltologic bundle by Tim Reynolds, and it is a fat quarter bundle, and it's all red, white, and blue. And then I got this neutrals to go with the red, white, and blue. And this is by, I can't read, Josh Ray, designed by Josh Ray, just a little smaller fat quarter. And of course I was on the polka dot kick, so I did get this, I think this is a yard. This is called Quilted Christmas Dots Red Cherry Yardage. It's not exactly the red I was looking for, but I do like it. It's very, very pretty. So when you compare it to a more traditional red, you see that little bit of difference? Yeah, so, but I really like it. I'm sure I will find a use for it. And while I was there, I also ordered these to get to the amount you needed to get free shipping. I think it's what it was, or the bundle something where you can add anything to your order. I'm not really sure because I'm not real familiar with their site. I ordered this little fat quarter, and it was a surprise. You don't know what you're going to get, and I love it. It's perfect for red, white, and blue. So that'll find its way into a block somewhere along the line. So that was a lot of fun, and love getting stash in the mail. I did just recently order another red, white, and blue bundle from Fat Quarter Shop, but it has not come in yet. So the things you see when you're live and online. Stink bug on my cross stitch. Not anymore. While I was scrapbooking, my program that I use, which is Artisan 6.0 by Forever, the company I represent for scrapbooking, one of our challenges was to make items for Christmas or whatever. I made some ornaments, I made a blanket. I also made a journal. So everybody has all their journals, and you know, you can buy them for lots of money and they have all these different things to fill out. Well, I just made a quilt plans. So many projects, so little time. That's a little featherweight, and that's me at the scrapbook retreat. And then on the back was the quilt I just gave to my sister and a cross stitch I'm working on. And so this one, you can, this has lines on one side and graph paper on the other. So you can kind of design the insides how you want. You can do all graph paper, you can do all lines, you can do blank, whatever. So what I wanted to do once I got back into my she shed was, okay, I know I have all these quilts that I already have the stuff for. What am I going to do and in what order? So I wrote down my projects. Oh yeah, I got about, let me see, 3 pages worth of, 4 pages worth of projects. So I definitely want to do the Halloween quilt. I have an AccuQuilt box that's already done that just needs sewn together. And I had that done the beginning of summer, and as you can see how my summer went, I haven't got back to it. So I want to do that. I have a science fair project that is done. It just needs quilted. And for our quilt guild, the applique guild that I'm in, we're going to do an apron challenge for our Christmas party. So I'm going to be making a new apron and decorating it. And we're going to have prizes for which one wins the most. So I also have the Lori Holt Be Happy. That has been cut out for 2 years. All the pieces are cut out and organized in a bag. And have I done anything with it? No. And I have to go online to do that because Lori Holt hosts her sew-alongs and whatever on her blog. So I have to go online to follow that one. And if, you know, I have some block of the months that I bought from Stitch in Heaven when I first started. So I want to do this, oh, I want to do that, I want to do this. And so I have collected those. I have 3 of those that I've had for a while. Only one of them has had 2 blocks done. The rest are all still in the packaging waiting to be done. I have some panels. I have, like I say, the 15 degrees. I want to explore a little more. These blocks are done with the Tucker trimmer. That's what we learned in class, of course. So you want to do something with the Tucker trimmer. I also have the Square in a Square by Jody Burrows, and my Quilt of Valor that I just donated was a Square in a Square technique. And I taught a class on that at our applique guild, and we all worked together on that. And that quilt was just donated last week to a veteran, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, we all have lots of projects, so that's the quilting plans. Cross stitch, I have gotten back finally into the cross stitch. One of the projects I was working on, and I don't have before and after photos. I'm not that good yet, people. I don't know how to do all this funny editing stuff, but I'm going to learn. So this is Lady of the Flag, Marabella, and I did do some more of this right here. So this has been worked on. This is a fun project. I love stitching on this. This is actually 32 count Nessie fabric by Picture This Plus. And I just love it. It's soft, it's easy to stitch in, and it's just looking so pretty. And I love this where the beading goes. You know, you can see the design and everything. So gonna be super cool. I've never done beading before either, but you know, I always worry about not having any finishes to show you guys, but as I watch other floss tubers, they don't either. They do have little finish projects. I'm not a little finish project person, so I tend to do huge, humongous heaven and earth designs. I did start this one. I bought this one a while back, and this is called Raven Blue, and my granddaughter's name is Raven, and so of course I had to get a Raven to do for Raven. And I did start it while she was here, and she was super excited that I started it. It has some beautiful, beautiful blues in here. I don't know how good that's going to show up, Probably shows up better a little further back. But I was working on something else the other day, and she goes, "Why aren't you working on mine?" You know, mine's of a little 6-year-old. But this one's a lot of fun to do. It's very pretty. I love it. I can't wait to see it done. I've given myself, it's a smaller Heaven and Earth design. It's going to be 9 by, about 9 by 9 when it's done. So super excited about that. Hope to get it done in a year. And I pulled out my Santa, the Mirabella cross stitch Santa. And he is gorgeous. He is also not very big, so I'm having hopes of having him done by next year as well. But here is what I've been working on with him. So he is a lot of fun to stitch. And, you know, I try all these different, I had all this done. So yesterday I just had a little bit done. I did all of this and all of this border last night. So all of this greenery. And then the next thing to go in is like these little berries over here. Now this part is not covered. This is open. This part here is open. But then I believe the rest of it ends up being fully covered if you look at the picture correctly. If you look at the picture, I'm thinking just this little top part is open a little bit up here, but the rest is all filled in. So he's fun to stitch, you know. He's so cute. And I thought, well, it's Christmas. I need to do something Christmassy. And the big project that I have never shown you, which is humongous. Yeah. When I first started cross stitching a few years back, I had to do a big design, you know, let's go all in. And I had to buy the big, Omanic frame, however you say it. I'm sure you all know it. And this, I do not have a picture of it. I do, I just don't have it out here with me. This is called California Dreaming, and it is huge. It's about 3 feet, one of those huge, massive projects. And I tried a couple different things with this. I tried one stitch or one thread. I didn't like the coverage. I went back to 2 threads, took everything out and did it again in 2 threads. I really like the coverage with the 2 threads. And anyway, this is the corner. There's some blues in there and some greens in there. I don't know if any of that is showing up, but yeah, I had all intentions of going gung-ho on this. And got it, and then started buying some other Heaven and Earth designs and started buying stuff for them. And, you know, you kind of go down that rabbit hole, and all at once you've got a million cross stitch patterns and not enough time to do them. And I'm trying not to buy any more cross stitch patterns because I'm almost 70 years old and I don't have that much time left to finish them all. And that's going to take me the rest of my life. So that's what's been going on. I did buy... I did get into StitchCon Weekend B, which is where I was last year. Super excited about that. And I did get my Smalls project. Looked and looked and looked. Been looking for the last couple months. What do I want to do? I found something that is Christmassy. And I can't wait to get started on it. So that's going to be, now that I know, my first one was this past summer, of course, and it's like, what do you do? I don't know. And then you see all these amazing gifts that people give and the packaging and the extra stuff that's in it. It's just, these people do amazing jobs and I want to do an amazing job. So I'm super excited, excuse me, about getting that in the mail, but I'm not going to show you because, hey, you might be the winner of it. You know, you might get my gift. So I want you to be surprised. And plus it's just a picture at this point. I still have to get fabric. So that is kind of where I'm at and what I've been working on. Took a few minutes out of my Sunday to get this video done. I'm going to have to learn to edit it and upload it and all those fun things. But I do want to get sewing on that Halloween pattern. So I want you all to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We're going to be spending it with our daughter. who lives in Cornelius, and the 3 grandkids, and the new daughter, the other daughter, and family will be coming up. She has to work a little bit that day, so I'm not sure what time she's going to get there, but hubby and the kids will be there. So the son is in Baltimore, so he just had hip surgery, and he was with us for 3 weeks, and he recovered nicely. He's still he's done with the crutches, but he still has a brace he has to wear around his waist and his left leg. And but he's back at work, and you know, dealing with life as best he can. So he probably will not be back down here, since he was just here for 3 weeks. And he'll probably be spending Thanksgiving with his Navy buddies. So we're excited for him as well. But please have a blessed Thanksgiving. Remember the holiday season coming up, and remember to be kind to others, and remember that Jesus is the reason for the season. And if I'd encourage any of you, please keep Jesus in your heart. Keep him foremost in your thoughts and prayers. Reach out to him when you're struggling, when days seem dark, whatever, when you feel like you just can't go on, when you feel overwhelmed, even with all the projects that you have. People ask me often, how do you get everything done? You know, how do you do so much? You cross stitch, you quilt, you scrapbook, you go on all these retreats, which I do about 5 a year. But I do it one day at a time. I can only do today what I can do today. Yes, I can plan for tomorrow and next week and the week after. But really, I wake up every morning and I say, okay, today is this day. And today I either have to work, I either have to babysit, and before or after that, I can do this or that. And one day at a time, that's all any of us have. So let's keep that one foot in front of the other and keep going forward. And until then, God bless and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.